Hey there everybody, this is Andy aka Montolio here, and we are chalking up for our Classic Quarter Qualifier #1 Round 2 opponent, bactgudz, who is playing young Pyromancer. And yeah, this is going to be actually a pretty interesting match here. He's obviously got a tremendous amount of one casting cost spells, 29 to be exact. 9 2 casting costs and just the 1 3 casting cost. So this deck is really quick. Basically the purpose of it is to get out a young Pyromancer and just spew off all your different spells. So you can see he's got a couple skull clamps here to eat up his tokens from the young Pyromancer, which is just deadly should that happen. As well, he's got recursion with the tokens with the Cabal therapies. Also notice he's got the Cataxian Probe combo with the Cabal therapies as well. So I do think it's relatively important to be able to go first against this deck, as I think spheres are going to give it quite a bit of trouble. He also does have the ability, he's got 3 strip mines here, so he can actually get out a turn 1 young Pyromancer here. So, you know, I think overall I've got a relatively good matchup against this deck. I'm thinking Revoker is going to be pretty powerful, being able to shut down his skull clamps here, and any of my spheres are going to be very, very good against him, slowing his deck down. He does not have a lot of lands. He's only got 18 here, and in addition to that, Tangle Wire could also be quite powerful. So I think overall my matchup is pretty good here. He does run one main deck Shattering Blow, which could be difficult for me, and the Lightning Bolts also could be problematic as well for things like Lodestones. But regardless, I think the main goal here is for me to try and get a Chalice out of 1. Could be very powerful against him. Sideboard is very interesting. He's actually running the new tech that we saw from Planet Walls and Chris Cool in the Classic Quarter Invitational in Hammer Mage. And Hammer Mage is a card that actually is quite powerful. It's discard a card, 1x, and you can destroy all artifacts with converted mana cost X or less. And this is an absolute beating. I actually lost in the Invitational top 8 to the Hammer Mage. I wasn't able to disrupt it and just clean my board out, and I lost from there. So this is another great Revoker target, and it's one I'll be hitting for sure post board. As a matter of fact, I would most likely name that first over something like a Skull Clamp, but we'll have to see what the board state is. And of course he's also got Shattering Sprees, which are pretty darn good as well. So another Chalice candidate here at 1, being able to shut that down would be very powerful. Other than that, you know, my deck is actually, one of the things I like most about this matchup is the bactgudz deck's inability to mess with my mana base. He's only running the 1 strip mine here, so you know, if you leave my lands unabashed, I should be all right. So let's see. I mean, this is going to be an interesting match, and yeah, I have to admit I like my chances. And here we are with my deck, and this is my Null Stacks build. I ran this one in the Invitational and did relatively well with it, and recently took it to a 4-0 in a daily event. So essentially, as I alluded to earlier, like with bactgudz decks, spheres are going to be really powerful here. Both the Thorn and the Sphere of Resistance are awesome. The Thorn basically just, you know, his deck is 90% spells, 80% spells, so it's really good here. And of course, that doesn't slow me down too much with my creature package. Phyrexian Revoker has some applicability with stopping things like Skull Clamp, as well as Null Rod, getting Lotus Petals as well. And yeah, I mean, the Lodestone Golems are obviously very good here, and Hellkite's able to wipe out you know, a mass of tokens in the event I'm able to attack through. So Tangle Wire is going to be good, and I'm hoping my MVP is going to be Chalice of the Void. Chalice of the Void at 1 and 2 is it's good game. It's just about unbeatable. So yeah, that is the game plan. I know he's cheating on lands. We have the Wasteland package here. We can easily side in another Crucible and try and get him that way, get a sphere or 2 down, and start shooting his lands down. And Triskelion's probably going to come in from the board. Crucible, and yeah, probably take a couple Null Rods out and bring in a Witchbane Orb, which will stop his Cataxian Probes and his Cabal therapies. So let's see how it goes, guys. Let's get her done. Okay, so here we are, guys, and a little bit, I mean, this is pretty good, actually. It's reasonable. Unfortunately, we don't have any spheres to slow him down, which is slightly problematic, but I think we can get some value out of tangle wire. This is an interesting hand. We've got the mana to get out a Hellkite, turn 3. This is not a very good hand, unfortunately. I think tangle wire can get some value, but the way his cheap spells are, Okay, we're going to keep. It's a difficult decision, you know. I don't feel like we absolutely have to go all in on a sphere here. I mean, you know, we're absolutely going to get hit with the turn 1 play here. We could get hit with a Gitaxian Probe, Thoughtseize here. Yeah, so we'll see what he goes for here. He might be going after Lodestone Golem. So he doesn't have the Gitaxian Probe. So he went for Lodestone Golem, which is pretty good for us. And let's hope we draw into a sphere. That would be really, really sweet. Okay. So an Ancient Tomb, not very good. Let's see here. Did we just go for a wire here? I think so. We'll just get a wire out and buy a little bit of time for ourselves. It's not perfect, but now I believe he actually only has the 1 basic here, so we can definitely get some value with Wasteland here. So Deathrite Shaman, that's fine. Sphere. Okay, Soul Ring's actually pretty good here. I mean, I guess the best thing to do here is, I mean, the problem is you can get me with that Cabal Therapy now, getting my Hellkite, which is not good for us, but I think we can probably take 2 damage here. The reason I'm doing this is in the event that he does not go for my Hellkite here, it allows me to actually cast it. But I suspect that's exactly what he's going to do. He's going to Cabal Therapy his Deathrite Shaman, and he will take my Steel Hellkite. But we can live with that. We've got lots more heat that we can draw into here. And of course, the tangle wire still gets them locked under. And we also have another tangle wire in our hand, and we have the Wasteland here to take his Tropical Island. Or, although I do far more fear the red source, which he may or may not have. Yes, he does. So I suspect, yeah, okay. So he's going for Hellkite here. Okay, so we really need to top into something here. Should be seeing maybe a lightning bolt here. Skull clamp, so he outcrafted me on that one. Okay, we need to draw something here. Oh, there's a real nice one. Yeah, I mean, the reality is that Chalice of the Void at 1 is an extremely powerful card. You know, I'd like to take away his young Pyromancers and things like that, but I just don't think we can do that. I think we just got to go for the Chalice at 1 here. It's so powerful. And eventually, I mean, we're going to draw into creatures here. So I can tap him down for 2. Okay, let's get rid of the tropical island. We can tap him for 2. I think next turn I'm going to play my wire. Where do I play it now? He does have, well, I'm not worried about it being stripped out of my hand now, so we will wait. The only thing he has that can kill artifacts main deck is Shattering Blow. So probably going to see a young Pyromancer here would be my guess. Maybe not. Okay, that's good news. Come on, draw into the heat here. Okay, he's a good soldier, this guy. Okay, and yeah, I mean, I think we play with another Tangle Wire. I don't see a reason not to. So it'll be interesting to see if my Chalice gets hit with a Shattering Blow here. Well, he actually can't cast it. That's a positive sign. Okay. Oh, there's a good man. Okay, pretty happy about that. So it looks like we got a GG there. So we'll take it. My apologies, I was doing my sideboard without talking to you guys on camera. I was jabbering away to myself. Anyways, what I'm going to do is I took out a duplicate. I brought in a Triskelion. I think the Triskelion is very good against his Hammer Mages, Pyromancers, and Snapcasters. And I have also brought in a Pithing Needle to hit his Hammer Mages and Skull Clamps. And I'm not sure if I want to keep another Null Rod in, whether it's worth it just to stop the Skull Clamps. It may very well be, but I'm not optimistic that it's worth it at this stage in the game. We may just want to bring in another Crucible of Worlds and try and lock his lands out. I think this is probably pretty reasonable. Yeah. So we're short a card here. I think maybe I'm just going to So this is a little bit of an awkward hand here. We've got some good stuff, but we just don't have any power lands. Bactgudz is mulligan, which is pretty good for us. I do like the double wasteland here. Fortunately, I think I'm going to ship this. Much better. Much, much better. Okay, so we have to hope he doesn't explode on us turn 1 here. I mean, he's probably going to... Well, let's see if he blindly... Okay. And that's perfectly fine. Oh, that was a nice draw too. Okay, so I think we do this. I think we're going to bring in a spare resistance here to set him back from casting one of his creatures. So that was a pretty good start from us there, considering we had to take a mulligan. And in the event he does not have a strip mine, this could be pretty good for us, particularly if we top into some of our lodestone golems, etc. Because we basically left him with, well, say 1 mana, but so we'll see what he does here. Could he be eating a lightning bolt, perhaps? Okay, hammer mage. So this is good for us here because we've got the pithing needle, and I suspect it's going to be hard for him to kill the pithing needle. But the sphere is on the table. So let's get it out. We're going to name Hammer Mage. Gotta always be extra careful when doing these things. And we will play out a Thorn of Amethyst here. And I think we are going to strip mine his... yeah, we're going to go after his red source here. So if we can mount some level of offense here, we will be in good shape. Hopefully he stalls on lands here. And even having the wasteland in our hand is good here, because he does only have the 1 basic. Heat. Okay, Rashidun Port's actually a good card to draw here. And we'll just keep tapping down until we draw something. This is pretty powerful. Love to see a Chalice, or any of our creatures outside of a Revoker. Okay, really good card here. I don't even really want to show him the wasteland, but actually I'm just going to get it in there. There's no reason to not play it now. And of course, no need to tap that either because you can't actually play anything with the transfer on the table. So let's see. Another Rashidun port. Wonderful. So we've got things locked up pretty good here. We need to draw into a creature, and we should have ample time to do that. And this is a perfectly reasonable plan of attack. May as well start chipping away. I'm surprised he's been sitting around. So he has found another land. Oh, there it is. Okay. So Chalice is really good here at 1. Oh, that's what we want to do. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll get out there. We're going to do this. I wasn't sure how many extra it was going to cost me. So then we pay 1, and that comes into play. And I guess Shattering Spree can, if he gets enough mana going here. And the thing is, he can't actually protect this Delta for long because if I have enough mana, I can tap it and he'll sack it in response, and then I can get it with the Wasteland. So that is pretty good. And that will happen next turn if I don't draw a creature. Just be awfully nifty to draw some heat though. The beatdown continues. Okay, that is definitely not what we want to draw. How are we going to do this? Okay, we'll just do it end of turn for him. That's how we got to do it. So force his hand here a little bit, and we'll get rid of the, oh, so he's put himself vulnerable to the Wasteland. Even a Crucible would be pretty good here. Well, be better than pretty good. As a matter of fact. So let's get rid of that. So we can't protect it. Oh, there it is. Okay. And we should get a concession, I would think. I'm just not sure how it gets around it. I do have to draw a creature, but I think it's inevitable. I'm going to get one before he can get a land going, so. He's probably going to just start swinging in with both of these guys, I would suspect. Which which does not work out to be a good race for him in the long run. We'll just keep letting him do that. And I guess we can pretty much just block now. Just block his Death Ray Shaman, I think, is a reasonable plan. How long can we go without a creature? Creature? Nope. We are all land here. You know, I have had a game once or twice in my life where I've been in an absolutely dominant position and been unable to draw a creature. Like being beaten down by a 1/1. All I need is to draw a creature. And we're having a lot of difficulty getting there. We've also got Mishra's Factories, which just shuts him down completely, so 13 turns to go. Nope. Okay, awkward. Where are all my creatures, baby? Thorn and Amethyst doesn't do anything for me. We have got enough land to cast 4 times anything in our deck. Boy, this is really getting awkward. Hammer Mage Beatdown. Oh no. Come on, guys, draw me something. There we go. Wonderful. Got the GG there. All right. And there you have it, folks.